Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, as we are set to go racing on Father's Day weekend, and the Doneth Motorworks Limited Sportsman kicking it off. Haily Brownell, 747, goes from the pole on a fine New York, along with Gage Howard out of Chippewa Bay in the 21. Row number 2 from Piercefield, it's Anthony Brownell in the 63 with Brady Howard from Hammond in the 54. Row 3, Genevieve Bartlett from Watertown in the 11, along with Camdin Cook from Evans Mills, last night's winner at Mohawk in car number 14. Row 4, 401K, that's Joseph Fargo out of Black River, along with Clayton, New York's Logan Brown in car number 9. Scott Countryman for Governor completes the field in car number 2. 9 cars ready to go. 6 laps is the distance. One and only heat tonight for the Doneth Motorworks Limited Sportsman. Panther Frameworks crate sprint cars ready to go next. Of course, Doneth Motorworks is a high-performance engine machine shop located at 4878 Route 20 in Lafayette, New York. Call them at 315-677-8116 or drop them an email at donethmotorworks@yahoo.com. You can also visit them on Facebook. Doneth Motorworks is the official sponsor of the Limited Sportsman Division here at Can-Am. Chief Director of Traffic Control Mike LeClaire shows the white flag, green next time by. Am Speedway Pace Truck, supplied by the good folks at Bob Johnson Auto Group. And I believe birthday boy from a couple of days ago, Tommy Martin, is at the controls of that ride here tonight. So 6 laps is the distance. And we are just about set, ready to go. 50 years ago to the day, what was known back then as Can-Am Winner's Circle Speedway opened the doors. And 50 years ago to the day, we go green, and we're underway. Brady Howard loves an outside lane, and he jumps into the lead. Haily Brownell, Gage Howard, along with the 63 of Anthony Brownell going at it. We're 3 wide back there. Camdin Cook through the middle. Tell you what a win will do for your confidence right there is Joseph Fargo loops it around in corner number 4 in the 401 ride, and that will bring out the yellow with 1 lap complete of 6. Joseph Fargo making a return to the Speedway with us. Been here 3 times, but finally only got to start the feature once. That was back on May the 24th, finishing 8th.
47, that's him right there. That's 21 ahead of the 11. 21 sure. Ahead of the 11. 401.
Again, Can-Am Speedway is an official partner of Dirt Empire magazine. Each issue of Dirt Empire is filled with dirt track racing photos, stories, interviews, and more. Dirt Empire magazine is dedicated to dirt track racing. You can pick up your copy right here at Can-Am at the concession or souvenir booth, or you can go online directly at dirtempiremagazine.com. Speaking of online, don't forget to check out everything that's going on here at the Speedway throughout the week at our website at racecanam.com. You can also give us a follow on Facebook, and if you are also looking to follow along with the live timing and scoring and are not able to be here with us and are not in any way to watch on Dirt Track Digest TV, you can also follow us and become one of our favorites on My Race Pass. My Race Pass is the coolest thing to come to racing since race cars themselves, in my opinion. Gives you lineups, live timing and scoring, full finishing orders. You can, as a driver, you can track your statistics on there, what racetracks you've been to, where you finished in heat races, how fast your lap times were in hot laps, all that fun stuff. And give us a follow on My Race Pass and become one of our favorites there as well. So we're set and ready to go back under the green flag. 1 lap complete, 5 more to go. Panther Frameworks crate sprint cars ready to go next. Brady Howard on point. Haily Brownell alongside, green lights back on, and we're underway. And in the meantime, Brady Howard, Camdin Cook, and Logan Brown, top three as they make their way down the front straightaway for lap number 2. Howard in command of it, Camdin Cook there for second. Logan Brown running that inside lane, holding on to the number 3 position right now. Genavieve Bartlett right there with these 3 drivers in 4th, and you got to go back another half a straightaway to Anthony Brownell in 5th, bringing it into turn number 3 and 4. Brady Howard in command of the field as they bring it across the line, halfway home, 3 down, 3 more to go. One and only heat for the Donath Motorworks Limited Sportsman, and the battle is on now for position number 2. Logan Brown on the inside lane, trying to pick up that spot from Camdin Cook. Last night's Mohawk winner in Limited Sportsman over there picks up the position as they come back to the line with 2 laps to go. Brady Howard still with the lead, but the man in the number 9 machine is on the charge. This is how he's won his last 3 feature races here at Can-Am. And Howard stumbles a bit coming up off the turn. White flag is in the air. Here comes Logan Brown after him. Final time up into turn number 1 and 2. Logan Brown has closed the gap big time now as they work it through turns 1 and 2 and down the back straightaway. Brady Howard still with about a 2-car length advantage as they head up into turn number 3 and 4. Checkered flag is waving this time by, and Brady Howard is going to hold on and get the win in the only heat race for the Donath Motorworks Limited Sportsman, 3rd this season. Logan Brown, Camdin Cook, Genevieve Bartlett, Anthony Brownell, Gage Howard, Haily Brownell, and Joseph Fargo will complete the rest of the field. And that does it for the opening heat event for the Donath Motorworks Limited Sportsman. And Brady Howard back in victory lane once again. 3rd heat win in this division this year. Leads all drivers here in 2024. Panther Frameworks Crate Sprint Cars ready to roll trackside. Ken Klinkowsky aboard the number 30, making his way on out of Fulton, New York, along with Palermo, New York's Tucker Donath in car number 28. Guy Gosselin back with us here tonight out of Gatineau, Quebec in car number 93. Also joining us in car number 25 out of Lafargeville, New York, that is George Sanford. Josh Verne Jr., 2-time defending track champion, current point leader here at the Am Speedway with 2 feature wins. In the 1V, there is the 271 of Tiger Chapman out of Rochester, New York. And the man they've been all chasing the last 3 weeks, that's Andrew Hennessy aboard car number 87 out of Picton, Ontario, Canada. And Chris Nethers out of Watertown, New York in car number 89X. And Josh Verne Jr. is going to have a teammate out there tonight. Aboard car number 1X is his dad, Josh Verne Sr. So we'll see how this goes if they get battling for the number 1 and 2 spot tonight. But see how it all plays out. Can-Am Speedway pace truck from Bob Johnson Auto Group. Rolling on to the front straightaway. White flag will be displayed. And we will go green next time by. Chris Nethers and Tucker Donath up on the front row. Ken Klinkowsky and Josh Verne Jr. in row number 2. George Sanford and Guy Gosselin in row number 3. Andrew Hennessy and Tiger Chapman in row 4. Josh Verne Sr. completes it in the 1X machine. Those of you just getting into the Speedway tonight, we're glad you could join us here on Father's Day weekend. 50 years ago to the day, Can-Am Speedway opened the doors. We're ready to do it one more time as we work through turns 3 and 4. All starts and restarts at the white cone coming off of turn number 4. Green lights are on and we're underway. Tucker Donath, using his experience, rolls the top side, as does Josh Verne Jr. Ken Klinkowsky running the bottom side of the racetrack. He'll pick up position number 3 as Nethers kick back to the 4 spot. Meanwhile, up off the turn, Tucker Donath in control of the field as they click off lap number 1. Josh Verne Jr. second, Ken Klinkowsky, Chris Nethers, and Guy Gosselin about to lose the number 5 spot to George Sanford. And Hennessy tried to get by Gosselin all over the racetrack right now, but he finally gets on through as they work down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4 with the 28 of Tucker Donath in control. Donath in command of it as they work down the back straightaway. The 1 of Verne in there for second. Klinkowsky, Sanford now up into position number 4 as the 271 of Tiger Chapman rounds out the top 5. Chris Nethers, Andrew Hennessy, Guy Gosselin, and Josh Verne Sr. in that order. 3 down, 3 more to go in the one and only heat for the Panther Frameworks Crate Sprints. And look out, the 271 of Tiger Chapman almost spun it around, opened the door for Andrew Hennessy to get by. And we got Chris Nethers off the backside, does a 360. What does he do, a 720? No. He will stop right there to the outside of corner number 2. Yellow lights are back on with 4 laps in the record books. Four laps are complete. Chris Nethers, Watertown, New York, in the 89X off the top side of corner number 2. He will get some assistance to get push started once again. Of course, our friends at Stop DWI are reminding everybody to drink responsibly this weekend, have a plan, and get home safely.
Tiger has to do that one. Our girlfriend.
And of course, 50-50 tickets are going on through the grandstand and at the 50-50 booth as well. I'd like to thank the good folks at Upstate Elite Cheer as their new 50-50 ticket sales for 2024. And they're looking to help purchase some uniforms for the growing program next season. And they're located at Extreme Sportsplex in Adams, New York, and they look forward to their 4th season. So help support the Upstate Elite Cheer team and buy some 50-50 tickets here tonight. You might leave here with a little extra cash than what you came here with. And if you don't buy 50-50 tickets, then Brandy will make you buy 50-50 tickets. There you go. Yeah, that's the next thing. Pretty much, right? Oh, really? Yeah. Now, Brandy's giving me the evil eye up here. I don't know what I've done. I can see right through the Ray-Bans. She's just smiling and waving at Jennifer down there, but yeah. Oh, not at me, not at me, not at all. I am on the hit list, yeah. Back to the wall the rest of the night. White flag is displayed. A lap counter has been adjusted to 3 laps. And we are back ready to go as Chris Nethers returns to the tail of the field. Tucker Donath on the point. 1 of Josh Verne Jr. alongside, current high point man, as they bring it through turn number 3 and 4. Palermo, New York's Tucker Donath on the gas. We're back to green. Great start for Tucker Donath. He gets away from Verne down the back straightaway. Josh had a good look on that outside lane. I thought he was going to be able to make the pass. Couldn't quite make it work, though. As they work in turn number 3 and 4, we'll see the 2 lap flags this time by. 2 more to go, and Tucker Donath pulling away down the front straightaway. Josh Verne Jr., Tiger Chapman now up into the top 3 as George Sanford continues to impress in that 25. He's up to spot number 4, trying to fend off the man who's won the last 3 features in a row, that being Andrew Hennessy in the number 87. White flag in the air this time by for Tucker Donath. Josh Verne Jr. and the 271 of Tiger Chapman having a battle for second and third. Not much of a battle now as Verne is pulled away as they work in turn number 3 and 4. Checkered flag in the air. Tucker Donath is going to go to victory lane, claiming yet another heat win here at the Am Speedway. Second spot will go to the one of Josh Verne Jr. 271 of Tiger Chapman will be third. George Sanford fourth. Andrew Hennessy, he'll complete the top 5. Then it's Ken Klinkowsky, Guy Gosselin, Chris Nethers, and Josh Verne Sr. So Tucker Donath breaks the 3-way tie for the most heat wins this season, picks up his third of 2024. He's had one every month. April 26th, May 31st, and now here on June the 14th. First heat race of the night for the Whitesboro Plowshot Dirt Car 358 Modifieds. Lucas Fuller on the pole in 74, back after that flip a week ago in turn number 4. Andy Howard in the number 21, outside row number 1. Row number 2 inside is going to go the 57 of Remington Hamm, 45 of Preston Forbes. Row 3, 27 of Nick Webb, 63 of Adam Roberts. Final row, man who's won the last 2 features in a row in car number 19 out of Edwards, New York. That is Tim Fuller. Out of Watertown, I should say. My apologies. Fuller's won 4 of the first 6. Lucas Fuller on the front row, looking to get himself a heat win this year. Lucas has one on opening day, April 26th. 8 laps is the distance. First of 3 heats in the Whitesboro Plowshot Dirt Car 358 Modifieds. Lucas Fuller and Andy Howard on the front row. That's how you do it on the high side. He'll drive back by on the top shelf, brings up to the number 1 spot as they head up into turn number 3 and 4. First time off of corner number 4 and down the front straightaway. Andy Howard in command of it. Lucas Fuller, Preston Forbes, that's your top 3 right now. Nick Webb right there by himself in the 4 spot as the battle for the 5 position goes on between Tim Fuller and the 57 of Remington Hamm. Tim Fuller picks up the spot. Back up front to the race lead, though. Andy Howard, big time push on the 21. Able to hold on to the lead, though, as they come back down to the stripe this time by the top 3 are starting to pull away from the field. Lucas Fuller, Preston Forbes, second and third battle right there as they work it into turn number 1 and 2 and down the backstretch. Meanwhile, Nick Webb holding his own in spot number 4. Tim Fuller 5th. Adam Roberts completes the field in 6th, and Andy Howard continues to show the way. Howard looking for his 3rd heat win of the season as they work in lap number 3 of this 8-lap heat event. First of 3 on the night. And Preston Forbes trying to go 1 spot forward. He does just that. He'll get by Lucas Fuller down the back straightaway. Preston Forbes, one of the newest winners in the Dirt Car 358 Modified ranks, picked up a win at Mohawk a couple of weeks ago in the Memorial Cup event. Holds on to second. 4 down, 4 more to go. It's still Andy Howard in command of it. Preston Forbes, Lucas Fuller. Oh, Nick Webb gets some air time, gets the front end up in the air, clipped one of the Uke tires coming into turn number 2, able to stay on the racetrack. That opened the door for Tim Fuller to move up to 4th. Adam Roberts still back there in spot number 6 as they work in turn number 1 and 2 at lap number 5. And we'll see if there's any damage on the front end of the Nick Webb 27 machine, and he hit that tire a ton. By the way, that front end launched up in the air, but he's able to keep it rolling. Meanwhile, up front to the lead battle, 2 to go for Andy Howard, but Preston Forbes is closing. 2 former drivers in the full fendered ranks here at Can-Am and various speedways around the Northeast going at it, and Preston Forbes to the lead. 1 slip in turn number 2, and that's what cost Andy Howard the lead. Race is not over, though. Andy Howard's going to go to the bottom of the racetrack, but the car seems to be ill-handling on him. And right now, Preston Forbes well in command. White flag in the air. Final time into turn number 1 and 2. Preston Forbes will set it up off the bottom of corner number 2 and down the back straightaway. Andy Howard, nothing he can really do about it now except ride in second. Lucas Fuller trying to fend off Uncle Tim for position number 3, and it looks like that might happen. Checkered in the air, and Forbes will get the victory. Andy Howard second. Lucas beats Tim Fuller back to the line for 3rd, followed by Nick Webb. and Adam Roberts. So that does it. Heat race number 1 is in the record books. And Preston Forbes pulls off the pass with 2 to go, collects the win in heat race number 1. And Preston gets his first heat win of the season as well in the Whitesboro Plow Shop 358 Modified Division. Heat race number 2 ready to go next as we see the 66 of Derek Webb from Brownville on the pole. Dan Bichard from Russell in car number 36B alongside. Row number 2, Lafargeville, New York's Cameron Black in the 23 with Philadelphia's Sean Shaw in the 7S ride. Row number 3, Watertown, New York's Ryan Bartlett in the 39 with Lance Willix out of Threesa, New York in the 31. Making his 358 modified debut with us here tonight in car number 64 from Central Square. That is Tyler Corcoran. Tyler Corcoran, the 4-time defending Bob Johnson Auto Group Dirt Car Sportsman Champion, rolls from 7th. Green lights will be set to come on off of turn number 4. Mike LeClaire, chief starter, will look the field over. Derek Webb and Dan Bichard on the front row. Green lights are on and we're underway. Clean start for everybody. Derek Webb to the lead. Lance Willix, he shot by 3 cars on the back straightaway and went all the way up to position number 4 as they work in lap number 1 with Derek Webb in control. Dan Bichard now second. Sean Shaw up to third. Watch Lance Willix on that outside lane. That 31 is like a rocket off the corner. Got a little loose that time up off the corner though. Opened the door for the 39 Ryan Bartlett to try to sneak through. Couldn't quite get there though as Tyler Corcoran moves in to try to challenge. Lap number 2 up on the board and Dan Bichard way out of shape. Loses a whole bunch of spots. Will drop from second all the way back to spot number 6 behind Tyler Corcoran. In the meantime, Derek Webb showing the way down the backstretch by about 3 car lengths over the 7 of Sean Shaw into turn number 3 and 4. Shaw trying to close the gap up off the turn, but Derek Webb has found the fast groove right now as they work in lap number 3 of this 8-lap heat event. Second of 3 tonight in the Whitesboro Plow Shop Dirt Car 358 Modifieds. And it is Derek Webb, Sean Shaw, Lance Willix, now the top 3. Ryan Bartlett still there in 4th, followed by Tyler Corcoran and Dan Bichard along with the 23 of Cameron Black. That's how they run as of lap number 4. 4 down, 4 more to go. Derek Webb looking to score his second heat win of the season as well. The Mark Webb Motorsports 66 works it into turn number 3 and 4 using about the mid portion of the racetrack up off of turn number 4 and back down to the line this time by 5 down, 3 to go. It's Derek Webb, Sean Shaw, Lance Willix, the top 3. They're starting to pull away from the rest of the field behind them. Ryan Bartlett using the inside lane, holding on to 4th. Tyler Corcoran, his maiden voyage in a 358 modified around Am Speedway. Not too bad so far, holding on to the 5 spot ahead of Dan Bichard and Cameron Black. 2 to go for Webb. Derek Webb, 2 wins here a couple of seasons ago. Last season, he did get a feature win, but it was not here at Can-Am. He got one on the high banks of the Fulton Speedway. He'd love to get back to victory lane at Can-Am if he could. Sean Shaw trying to close the gap, however, white flag in the air, final trip around for Derek Webb. Into turn number 1 and 2, pushes up the hill just a little bit. Sean Shaw trying to close the gap down the back straightaway. He's got it down to about 2.5 car lengths. Into turn number 3 and 4, checkered flag waving, and Shaw drove it deep into the corner that time. Won't get there though. Derek Webb will come around to collect the win in heat race number 2. Second will be Shaw. Third goes to Lance Willix, Ryan Bartlett, Tyler Corcoran, Dan Bichard, and Cameron Black. So that does it. Heat race number 2 is already in the books for the Whitesboro Plow Shop Dirt Car 358 Modifieds. Heat race number 3 set ready to go next, and it is going to look like this. RJ Tersetter on the pole out of Edwards, the 21R with the 18W of Scott Webb. Row number 2 is going to find Franklin Mackin out of Russell in the 3M with Watertown's Jordan McCready in the 28. Tyler Meeks inside row 3 in the 9 out of Evans Mills along with the 49. That's Billy Dunn from Watertown. Final row, car number 34, welcoming back to the Speedway Bobby Thurston Jr.'s good friend. Back in the day. George Foley, many moons ago. Good to see George Foley here out of Vermontville, New York. Third and final heat for the Whitesboro Plow Shop. Dirt Car 358 Modifieds on track. First heat of 3 for the Bob Johnson Auto Group Dirt Car Sportsman is going to be lined up and ready to go very, very shortly. Those of you watching us on Dirt Track Digest TV, glad you could join us from wherever you may be. Those of you who are joining us here tonight live and in person at Can-Am, glad you could be here with us as well. Happy Father's Day weekend, everybody. And we're ready to go. RJ Tressetter, who led a lot of the feature last week, will try to win this heat race, but he's got a lot of tough company behind him. Green in the air, we're underway. And Tressetter going to the high lane. Franklin Mackin's going to take the bottom side of the racetrack as they drag race down the back straightaway. Tressetter will edge out by about a car length into turn number 3 and 4. Franklin Mackin there for second. Scott Webb, Tyler Meeks. Watch Billy Dunn in an outside lane, trying to find the way by Jordan McCready as they come back down to the line at lap number 1. 21 to Tressetter, still your race leader. Franklin Mackin, Tyler Meeks, that's your top 3 at the moment. As Scott Webb dances off the back straightaway a little bit down into turn number 3, and that opened the door for Jordan McCready to try to get there. And McCready using that inside lane. He'll try to get by Webb down off the corner. Does just that. McCready now to the 4 spot as they work in lap number 2. As they head down the back straightaway, RJ Tressetter. This is a position he saw a lot of last week, that number 1 spot, as he led a good portion of last week's 358 modified feature in trying to win this heat race down to the line. 3 down, 5 more to go. Franklin Mackin still there for the 2 spot. Jordan McCready going to work on Tyler Meeks now for position number 3. Meeks able to hold the spot. McCready right there with him. No, not going away as Billy Dunn is taken 5th from Scott Webb. George Foley completes the rest of the field in position number 7. Back down to the line, RJ Tressetter. The Tressetter's Garage, number 21. Holding about a 3-car length lead over the number 3 of Mackin down the back straightaway. Franklin Mackin there for second, followed by the 9 of Tyler Meeks in third. Jordan McCready putting all the pressure on him, though, for that number 3 position. Billy Dunn still in 5th. As Scott Webb, he has taken his ride to the pits. Done for this one. 5 down, 3 more to go. It is all RJ Tressetter right now as they motor down the back straightaway. RJ Tressetter in complete control here as they work down into turn number 3 and 4. They'll see the 2 lap flags this time by. 2 to go for Tressetter. Franklin Mackin, Tyler Meeks, Jordan McCready, Billy Dunn. That's the top 5, followed by George Foley in 6th. Bringing it down the back straightaway. Tressetter's lead keeps getting keeps getting bigger out there. White flag in the air this time by for RJ Tressetter. Down to the stripe. Half straightaway advantage right now over the 3 of Franklin Mackin, Tyler Meeks, Jordan McCready, all running the inside lane. Billy Dunn, he tried to move around the racetrack to find some speed on that outside lane, but there is nothing up there at the moment. Checkered flag in the air, and the win will go to the 21 of RJ Tressetter. He gets the victory. Second will go to Franklin Mackin, Tyler Meeks, Jordan McCready, Billy Dunn, and George Foley. So RJ Tressetter collects his second heat win of the season as well.
21R, 3M, 9, 28. Scales, please.
Second heat win in a row. And we are ready to go racing first of 3 heats in the Bob Johnson Auto Group Dirt Car Sportsman. I'll give the starting lineup in just a couple of moments. As they roll trackside behind the Can-Am Speedway, Bob Johnson Auto Group Pace Truck. Justin Gadbaugh, a Natural Bridge in the 18G, goes from the pole. Kingston's Greg Brinklow in the 707 alongside row number 2. Dylan Moore, the rookie, in the 35D out of Elgin, Ontario, Canada, alongside of the Fox 28. That's Tyler Stevenson from Watertown. Row 3, Eric Dyer in the 34 out of Carthage, Alan McDonald in the 33 out of Watertown. Final row, it is the 32 RS of Ryan Shanahan from Carthage, New York, the 7D of Dustin Hutton from Central Square. 8 laps is the distance. And we are set, ready to go. Can-Am Speedway Pace Truck from Bob Johnson heads off the speedway in turn number 3. Field starts to pick the pace up through turn number 3 and 4. Justin Gadbaugh looking for something good to happen tonight as he works off of turn number 4. Green lights are on and we're underway. And something good does happen. Justin Gadbaugh gets the lead through turn number 1 and 2. Greg Brinklow going to fight back on that outside lane as they drag race down the back straightaway. Brinklow on the high side, Gadbaugh to the inside lane. Watch behind them, Tyler Stevenson and Dylan Moore going at it for the number 3 position rather. In the meantime, Greg Brinklow is going to take the number 1 spot away as they complete lap number 1. The Kingston, Ontario native working that outside lane as the 18 of Gadbaugh right there with him. No, not going away as they hustle down the back straightaway with Brinklow in command into turn number 3 and 4. The 18 of Gadbaugh followed by the 28 of Tyler Stevenson, the 34 of Eric Nyer right there with him to try to challenge. Eric Nyer trying to move up into the top 3. And Tyler Stevenson trying to fight back on the outside lane as well as they hit the back straightaway. Ryan Shanahan has moved to the top 5 as well. Good battles going on for positions 1st through 4th. Greg Brinklow trying to shake off the 18 of Justin Gadbaugh down the front straightaway, but Gadbaugh's not going away. Meanwhile, battle is on again for the number 3 spot. Nyer has it. Tyler Stevenson trying to keep that outside lane working and trying to find some speed up there as him and Nyer back and forth for the 3 spot. In the meantime, Greg Brinklow has put a little bit of distance between himself and Justin Gadbaugh into turn number 3 and 4. Now he pulls away up off the turn. Brinklow with a strong ride down the front straightaway as they complete lap number 4. And Eric Nyer has cleared Tyler Stevenson. He's also cleared Justin Gadbaugh for the 2 spot. Eric Nyer on the charge here at the midpoint of the race. In the meantime, behind the top 3, watching the battle between Tyler Stevenson and the 32 of Ryan Shanahan as they go at it for 4th and 5th. Down across the line, this time by 3 to go. And Greg Brinklow has some company. Eric Nyer shows the 34 to the inside lane. Brinklow's going to stay right in his lane through the mid portion of the racetrack and drop down to the bottom that time. But Nyer, a little better race car, and Ryan Shanahan off the pace going into turn number 3. He'll head straight to pit road, done for this one, as we got a battle for the top spot. Brinklow and Nyer, 2 to go this time into turn number 1 and 2. Eric Nyer's got a good look down on that inside lane. Brinklow trying to fight back on the top side, and Eric Nyer takes away the lead down the back straightaway. Good move by Eric Nyer to pick up the lead. He started 5th. He's now 1st. Greg Brinklow back there on the outside portion of the racetrack trying to find some speed to get back by Nyer. White flag in the air. Final time through turn number 1 and 2. Eric Nyer looking to pick up heat win number 3 of 2024, and he's pulling away down the back straightaway. Greg Brinklow, not much he can do about it, holds on to 2nd. Gadbaugh, Stevenson, and Hutton, your top 5, checkered in the air, and Eric Nyer back in victory lane, does it again. Heat race number 3 of the season for Eric Nyer. Greg Brinklow, Justin Gadbaugh, the top 3, Tyler Stevenson, Dustin Hutton, Dylan Moore, and Alan McDonald will complete the rest of the field. And what a drive by Eric Nyer. Could this be the night that Eric finally breaks through and gets his first career Bob Johnson Auto Group Dirt Car Sportsman win? We are going to find out later this evening as heat race number 2 gets ready to roll trackside. And it's going to be led by Stevie Roberts out of Harrisville in the number 5 alongside of the 0. That is Xavier Andrews. Row number 2 is going to find Owen Nyer out of Carthage in the 17 with Kingston's Jessica Power in the 52. Row number 3, Tyler Corcoran pulling double duty here tonight. He's back in his Sportsman car, the 64 from Central Square, and Calcium New York's Frank Sibley in the 92. Final row, it is Josh Riome in the 91, last week's feature winner out of Clayton, alongside of Lafargeville, New York's Dave Rogers in car number 44. 8 laps, again, the distance, heat number 2 of 3. The Bob Johnson Auto Group Dirt Car Sportsman. Heat number 3 waiting in the staging area. They'll be ready to go next. Then after that, it will be the Sundance Leisure Thunder Cars for 2 heat races, 6 laps in distance for both of them. Lots of racing left to go here at Can-Am on Father's Day weekend. Green in the air. Heat race number 2 for the Bob Johnson Auto Group Dirt Car Sportsman is green, and Stevie Roberts jumps into the lead right away. Xavier Andrews, who picked up a feature win back on May the 17th, to his outside, trying to find the way by Roberts. Gets a little loose. Andrews trying to crossover move. Owen Nyer is there. Now we're almost 3 wide for position number 1. Nyer not going to back down in that inside lane. Andrews just going to drive through in the middle. Picks up the number 1 spot from Roberts as they hustle down the backstretch. Roberts relegated to second. Nyer now third, followed by Tyler Corcoran and Jessica Power. That's the top 5. Dave Rogers has picked up a couple of spots already as he moves into spot number 6, looking for 5th around the 52 of Power, and we'll get it coming down to the line. 2 down, 6 more to go. Xavier Andrews in control. Owen Nyer, Stevie Roberts, the top 3. As Tyler Corcoran back there in position number 6, but spot number 4 rather. Dave Rogers is 5th as they bring it back to the line. Andrews in control. Tyler Corcoran moving through the field. You got to wonder if that extra track time in the 3:58 modified for Corcoran tonight is helping him out here in the Sportsman car as he's got a good look on the inside portion of the speedway. He'll pick up the 2 spot from Owen Nyer. Dave Rogers continues to charge forward as well. He goes to 4th around Roberts off of turn number 4. So Dave Rogers, who has a win already this season, not here at Can-Am, but at the Outlaw Speedway a few weeks ago. He holds on to position number 4 at the moment, trying to chase down Owen Nyer and get 3rd away. In the meantime, Xavier Andrews is just driving away from everybody on a Friday night cruise. The Kingston native got his first ever Can-Am win here just a few weeks ago, back on May the 17th. Holding on to the lead about 4 car lengths ahead of Tyler Corcoran, the 4-time and defending track champion. Trying to run down the race leader. In the meantime, Owen Nyer trying to fend off a couple of time track champion, that being Dave Rogers in the 44. As for position number 3, Jessica Power right behind those 2 drivers in spot number 5. Last week's winner, Josh Verne, trying to make his way forward in the late going as well, as we got 2 laps left to go. 6 laps down, 2 to go. And it is Xavier Andrews in control, but that 64 of Corcoran is closing quickly into turn number 3 and 4. Corcoran trying to pick up some valuable points here tonight. He has slipped back through the standings coming into this weekend. White flag in the air, and the race is on for the lead into turn number 1 and 2. Xavier Andrews has it, but for how much longer? That's the question. Corcoran is all over him down the back straightaway. Final trip through turn number 3 and 4. Andrews drives it deep into the corner. Corcoran's going to cross over on the inside lane. Andrews on the top side. Drag race down to the line. Corcoran by a half a car length. Xavier Andrews up for second. Owen Nyer, Dave Rogers, Jessica Power, Josh Verne, Stevie Roberts, and Frank Sibley in that order. What a drive at the end, and what a move by Tyler Corcoran. Picks up the win in heat race number 2, his 3rd heat win of the season. And that'll lead us into heat race number 3 for the Bob Johnson Auto Group Dirt Car Sportsman. It will be Trevor Gibbons out of Carthage, the 621G, with Paul DeRutter from Inlet, New York, in the 1D. Row 2, it's Keegan Nyer in the 34K from Carthage, along with Brendan Moore in the 35B from Elgin. Row 3, Gavin Isley from Lafargeville in the 18, runner-up in points right now. Taylor Dockstader joins him outside of row number 3 out of Philadelphia, winner here 2 weeks ago in the 2. Final row, it is Mike Fowler in the 410 out of Fulton, New York, the current points leader in the Bob Johnson Auto Group Dirt Car Sportsman. And welcoming back with us out of Fort Covington, New York, in car number 10X, that is Corey Castell. Corey off a big win a couple of weeks ago at the Mohawk International Raceway in the Twin Leaf Sportsman Series race they had there, the 35-lap contest. Corey picked up his first ever series win in that event a couple of weeks ago, but he's back here at Can-Am and ready to go tonight. Bob Johnson Auto Group Can-Am Speedway pace truck peels off the speedway in corner number 3 and 4. Trevor Gibbons and Paul DeRutter lead him to green, and we're underway. Trevor Gibbons out in front of the field. Paul DeRutter, Brennan Moore, that's your top 3 as Gavin Isley works that inside lane. Mr. Consistency, Gavin Isley trying to get by the 2 of Taylor Dockstader up off the turn. They get close off the corner that time. And speaking of close, Paul DeRutter nearly got the wall down here in the front straightaway, but continues on. Actually gets by Taylor Dockstader and closes in on Brendan Moore. Gavin Isley just got by Dockstader. He drove around Paul DeRutter in the same corner and pulls even with Brendan Moore. 18 of Isley on the charge here in the early going as Trevor Gibbons pulling away from the field here at lap number 2 down the front straightaway. In the meantime, Isley has a look down on the inside lane. He'll pick up the 2 spot from Brendan Moore down the back straightaway. So Isley from position number 5 on the racetrack. He's up to second right now and quickly closes in on Trevor Gibbons for the lead as they cross the line this time by at lap number 3. Gavin Isley, 5 heat wins in 6 tries, but he would trade them all for 1 feature win here in 2024. He's been a model of consistency, but right now, looking at the back of the 621 of Gibbons into turn number 3 and 4. Brennan Moore holding on to the 3 spot. Mike Fowler has made his way forward from last. He's now up to 4th as we work at lap number 4. Halfway through this 3rd and final heat of the Bob Johnson Auto Group Dirt Car Sportsman as the Sundance Leisure Thunder cars line up for heat race number 1 in the staging area. Trevor Gibbons holding a strong lead right now, fending off Gavin Isley for the moment, but Isley trying to close in. Now he's there as they work in lap number 5 with 3 to go. Trevor Gibbons the leader, but for how much longer as Isley is right there with him, trying to challenge him down the back straightaway. Top 2 breaking away from Brennan Moore in 3rd as he has got his hands full with Mike Fowler right now. Up into turn number 3 and 4. Isley to the bottom. Gibbons sticking with that high lane, and Gavin Isley to the race lead with 2 laps left to go. Gibbons tried to fight back through the mid portion of the racetrack in turn number 1, but there was absolutely nothing there, no grip whatsoever, and Gavin Isley pulls away into turn number 3 and 4. He'll see the white flag this time by final time for Gavin Isley. Up off at turn number 3 and 4, pulling away about a 5-car length advantage now over Gibbons. He's going to have his hands full with Brendan Moore in just a moment. Now Mike Fowler moving in. Fowler there for 4th. Right in front of him is Brendan Moore in 3rd as they all chase Trevor Gibbons, who rides 2nd, but nobody's going to catch Gavin Isley right now. Heat win number 6 of 2024 for Gavin Isley. He gets the victory. Trevor Gibbons, Brendan Moore, Mike Fowler, Taylor Dockstader, Keegan Dyer, Corey Castell, and Paul DeRutter will complete the rest of your field. And that does it. Heat race number 3 is complete. So Eric Dyer, Tyler Corcoran, Gavin Isley, your heat winners tonight in the Bob Johnson Auto Group Dirt Car Sportsman as we take a look at the first of 2 heats in the Sundance Leisure Thunder Car division. Terry Gardner is scheduled to go from the pole, but it looks like he is going to elect to go tail. That's going to bring Jared Gilson up to the front row, along with Caden Paquette. In the number 72, row number 2, is going to be Michael Greenfield, the 17, along with the 22 of Tony Frezzo. 2nd place last week for Frezzo at the big event they had down there at the Fulton Speedway last weekend. The 111 of Timothy Greenfield, along with the 27 of Justin Pope, who is not in this one. Green lights are on and we're underway. Tony Frezzo gets the lead as they hustle down the back straightaway. As Frezzo leads the way, Jared Gilson and the 72 of Caden Paquette way wide. Dust up the top side of corner number 4. That opens the door for Michael Greenfield to get by. Timothy Greenfield now into position number 5 with Terry Gardner completing the field in 6. And Jared Gilson making a bid for the lead right now. Tony Frezzo, former track champion here, washes wide in the turns, opens the door for Gilson to get by. Jared Gilson to the lead as they come down to complete lap number 2. Again, 6 laps is the issue, and Jared Gilson opening up a lead right now, about a car length and a half, make it 2 down the back straightaway over the 22 of Frezzo, 17 of Greenfield right there in spot number 3. Then it's Caden Paquette and Timothy Greenfield, the top 5, bringing it through turn number 3 and 4. Halfway home for Jared Gilson this time. Jared Gilson got the lead on lap number 2 and has held it ever since. Tony Frezzo's moving around the racetrack trying to figure out a fast way to catch the 22 of Gilson into turn number 3. He's not been able to get there yet as Timothy Greenfield still there for Michael Greenfield rather, in that 17 as Caden Paquette once again test that outside lane, and it didn't treat him too kind earlier, and it didn't treat him kind again, and he drops back to position number 5 as they start to space out around the racetrack. Jared Gilson in complete control of this race right now. Jared Gilson, 2 heat wins already this season, tied with Francis White, Michael Greenfield, and Lyle Robinson, trying to break that tie right now. White flag in the air. Final time for Jared Gilson as he heads up into turn number 1 and 2. The Carthage, New York native got the lead on lap number 2 of this 6-lap contest. And it looks like he's going to hold it the rest of the way. Checkered flag will wave, and Jared Gilson will bring it back to the line. His third heat win of the season for Gilson. Second spot will go to Tony Frezzo, Michael Greenfield, Timothy Greenfield, and Katie Paquette, your top 5. Terry Gardner will complete it in the 41. That does it for heat race number 1. Heat race number 2. Ready to go next. And heat race number 2 is scheduled to go like this. We will bring the field on out, and it will be the 94 of O.J. White, along with the 111J of Anthony St. Mary Jr. from Redwood. Row 2, Damian Beckler in the 26R, the only 2-time winner so far this year in this class, alongside of last week's winner, Francis White, in car number 60. Row 3, Corey Valad joining us here tonight out of Rome in car number 21V, with the C4 of Chris LeVere out of Gabriel's, New York, and Bobby LeVere, car number 44, will complete it. That is your starting lineup. 6 laps is the distance. Final heat race of the night here at the Am Speedway. Glad you could join us once again. And just a quick reminder to everybody here tonight, we would ask everybody to help keep your area clean. And you see the trash bins that are located down at the fence area and all across the Speedway grounds. We encourage you to use those, and if you see something on the ground, and kindly pick it up and put it in one of those trash bins. Thank you very much down there, as we are set and ready to go. We appreciate that very much. Green lights are on. Final heat race of the night, as O.J. White grabs the lead. We're under green. Anthony St. Mary Jr. wants some redemption here tonight. Since that win a couple of weeks ago, the first of his career, it has been nothing but bad luck. Turned over down the back straightaway 1 week ago. Did not even get a chance to compete in the feature. And right now he's battling O.J. White for the race lead as they click off lap number 1. Good battle for the top spot, and O.J. White leads the way. Francis White and Anthony St. Mary Jr. the top 3. Any one of them could win this one. St. Mary goes way wide in the turn. That's going to look out. Bobby LeVere goes around over there in turns 1 and 2. And that could bring out the caution. LeVere trying to keep it going, and it looks like he may just do so. And Bobby LeVere will keep it rolling. And he brings it to a stop. Yellow lights are on at lap number 1. So Justin Pope, who was actually scheduled to be in heat race number 1.
Okay, drivers going green off of turn 4. Green off of turn 4.
Is tagging onto the tail of this one here as we were set to go back to green. 2 laps is complete. Oh, sorry about that. 1 lap complete.
1 lap.
Chief directors of scoring down here tell us 1 is complete. 1. Not 2. 1. It's this many? That many. That many. And guess what? We're going back green. Back to green and back to the lead for O.J. White as they hit the back straightaway. O.J. White in control, but Francis White is quickly closing the gap as they head up into turn number 3 and 4 this time. Boy, Francis White is right there as they hustle off of turn number 3 and 4 and back down to the line this time. 2 laps now officially complete. Of course, Dirt Car does sanction the Thunder Cars or 4-cylinders or mini stocks, whatever you like to call them. And we have 5 of the top 10 drivers from here at Can-Am in that top 10 in the Hoosier Racing Tire Weekly standings. And 2 of them right now are at the front of the field. Francis White leads the way. Francis White currently 3rd in that Hoosier Tire Weekly Racing Series. O.J. White currently 10th in that series coming into tonight. Damian Beckler is actually 4th in the series as well. So a lot of great drivers, and Justin Pope as well running 4th on the racetrack a couple of laps down. He is currently 2nd in that Hoosier Racing Tire Weekly Series Championship for the 4-cylinder division. So a lot of tough competition here at Can-Am as we work with 2 laps left to go before the best in dirt car racing right now, showing the way down the back straightaway with Francis White in control. Francis up to the last week was not happy with the season despite having the point lead. Had been shut out of victory lane. Finally got that taken care of last week with a big win. White flag in the air. Keep in mind, Justin Pope is 1 lap down, or 2 laps down to the leaders right now, as the 26 of Damian Beckler battling with a 94 of O.J. White. That's for 2nd and 3rd. You have to go all the way back to C.J. LeVere and Corey Valad for the battle for 4th and 5th. Checkered flag in the air, and the win will go in dominant fashion to the 60 of Francis White, Damian Beckler, O.J. White. The top 3 battle on for 4th. Call it at the line. It looks like it's going to go to C.J. LeVere, Corey Valad, and Bobby LeVere complete the rest of the field along with Justin Pope in car number 27.
60, 26, 94.
Was talking about